Okay, we're going to get started. Everyone, please make sure you got your microphones on. Good evening. It being Monday, March 28th at 6:30 p.m., I'd like to call to order the Brookfield Village Board meeting. Would everyone please join me in a pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Bridget, can we have a roll call, please?
Trustee Ketchmark?
Here.
Trustee Cote?
Here.
Trustee Hendricks? Here. Trustee Conroy?
Here.
Trustee LeClere?
Here.
And Trustee Kaluzny is absent. President Garvey?
Here. Thank you, Bridget. We do not have any appointments or presentations tonight, so at this point I'll open it up to public comment. Is there anyone on the right side that would like to make any public comment? Yes, if you could please just come up to the microphone, give us your name.
Thank you very much. I read in the landmark a couple days ago about the flood mitigation project that you guys will be voting on, I think, or have.
Actually, it won't be up tonight. It was originally planned to be up tonight. We're trying to revise the final plans for the policy, so.
Great, because I have one request. Because I know that there was a program a couple years ago that ended. It started in 2013 and ended a couple years ago, and then now I'm grateful that you guys would like to reinstitute it. I was just going to ask if the wording could be such that people that got it done in the meantime, in between the two programs, that it could retroactively apply. I'm hoping the budget could allow for that. The way I see it is it's a matter of fairness. It was good, good to be done. It helps the residents do their small part in helping the community to mitigate the floodwaters. And when each homeowner can do something like this, it all fits into the bigger picture of helping Brookfield not be underwater, as we all want to do. And that's the reason for the program. And I just ask that you could consider, because residents that did get it done in the in-between times when the reimbursement program was not available to them, they felt that it was such a dire situation that they made a choice for their family. I knew that they would need to get it done. I needed to get it done in the meantime, so it is a personal request as well. But it was such that to keep taking in water in the basement was something that myself, probably others, were just not willing to do. So they went through the expense. And so I just wanted to ask, as a community member, that if the wording could just be inclusive of people that got it done in the in-between time.
And that's something, I think in 2 weeks, staff's going to come back with the recommendations for the program. We had a previous ordinance in place that governed the rules of the program, and now there's a new policy that we're creating up with new funding. I think maybe when we discuss in 2 weeks, I know a lot of board members have brought that up about the feasibility of doing that, but there's some legalities and we're not sure. But I think that we'll talk about that when it's on the agenda in 2 weeks. So, but I appreciate you coming out. Other people have made similar requests, but I think we'll address it when it's on the agenda item, so everyone else that's kind of waiting to hear about it will hear about it.
Okay, all right, well, thank you very much. Even if we did do it in between, we still had to be inspected by the village, so there would be a record of people that had it done in the meantime.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
so thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much for coming out tonight.
Okay,
appreciate it. Anybody on the left side? Okay, hearing no further public comment, I'd like to move on to reports of special committees. Trustee Cote.
I'd like to make a motion to approve corporate warrant dated March 28, 2022 in the amount of $1,257,050.01.
Second. The motion was made by Trustee Cote, second by Trustee LeClere. Any questions or any highlights, Trustee Cote?
Not in this case.
Do any board members have any questions or comments about the warrant? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Cote?
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee Conroy?
Aye.
Trustee LeClere?
Aye.
Motion passes.
In regards to the Department of Public Works, the street division has been replacing signs still and street patching and following through on their See, Click, and Fix program, which, by the way, have been getting good reviews. They've been liking that a lot. And I also want to remind everybody now that spring is here, please take a look at your street parking signs and refamiliarize yourself with the upcoming restrictions as street cleaning should resume in April. The Forestry Division continuing the tree removal program, and they will be removing the stumps soon thereafter. Water, they recently repaired a water service on Arthur, replacing it with copper. The resident was also copper, therefore their 100% of their line and service to that house now is copper. Thought that was an interesting note. The library has a lot of spring programs coming up, so please visit the library's website for details. And lastly, if you know a veteran in need, please reach out to me or the VFW at 708-485-9670, or you can stop by Tuesday through Sunday after 4 p.m. If you know somebody or you have a friend who is having trouble adjusting to life at home, the VA does help. They do offer a national coaching into care program. Get with me, I can supply you with that information, or you can go visit the VFW's website. But they do have licensed psychologists and social workers that are free of charge, available to you on the phone. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Cote. Trustee Conroy, Chamber of Commerce, please.
Sure. The only thing really to report from the Chamber of Commerce, we have a few new businesses in town, and we'll be seeing, now that the weather is finally warming up a little bit, have some ribbon cuttings to celebrate those operations. One being Zoo City has changed hands. Daisy is the new operator. I believe the name will be changing to Daisy's Bakery and Treats. I heard rumors that the name Edibles was in there somewhere in that name, but I can confirm that is not the case. So although everything she'll be selling will be edible, it may not be the edibles you were looking for. That ribbon cutting should take place sometime in the month of April. Also want to welcome Ty Johnson with Brookfield Oral Surgery, just opened up on Broadway. He has a ribbon cutting scheduled for May 19th. Want to welcome him to the community. That is not general dentistry, that is strictly oral surgery. So if you have a need for oral surgery, please contact Ty. And then Urban Mutt will also be scheduling a ribbon cutting, but probably looking at May, June. So just wanted to put that on everyone's horizon and welcome them to Brookfield and thank them for their investment in our community. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Conroy. Trustee Hendricks, Planning and Zoning.
The Planning and Zoning Commission met last Thursday. I believe the only thing on the agenda was discussion of the commercial parking in the stationary districts, and that will be coming back to us, I think, 2 weeks to the Committee of the Whole. Is that right, Emily? Not sure yet. Okay. At some point, that'll be coming back to us. That ends my report.
Thank you, Trustee Hendricks. Trustee Ketchmark, anything on administration?
No report this evening.
Trustee LeClere, Parks and Recreation.
The only thing I have is the grand opening / ribbon cutting for Candy King Park was changed to May 21st at noon, and that's all I have.
Thank you, Trustee LeClere. Trustee Kaluzny's not here tonight. The Solid Waste Agency and the WCMC have not met since our last meeting. There's been no additional contact with Brookfield Zoo recently, although we're still trying to schedule a presentation from the new director here at a village board meeting. I'll continue to work with their staff on that. And in terms of economic development, we dedicated tonight's Committee of the Whole to a more detailed discussion of the economic development plan that was kind of displayed for the first time a couple weeks ago at the meeting. That night we had quite a bit up, so I wanted to dedicate more time to it tonight. And this will be another in a series of meetings about that plan, so we will get to that as soon as we get to the Committee of the Whole. That ends the reports of special committees, so at this point I'd entertain a motion to pass the omnibus agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion was made by Trustee Conroy, second by Trustee Ketchmark. Roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Cote? Aye. Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee Conroy?
Aye.
Trustee LeClere?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to the items under regular business, I'd entertain a motion to pass a resolution authorizing an agreement with Bernardi Securities Incorporated to serve as the underwriter of the village's general obligation bonds alternate revenue source series 2022.
So moved.
Second.
The motion was made by Trustee Cote, second by Trustee LeClere. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Cote?
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee Conroy?
Aye.
Trustee LeClere?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. I'd entertain a motion to pass an ordinance authorizing the issuance of waterworks and sewerage revenue bonds in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $2.5 million, or in lieu thereof, general obligations bond, water and sewer alternate revenue source in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $2.5 million,
So,
for the purpose of paying the costs of improving the waterworks and sewerage system of the village, including undertaking the village's water meter transmission unit replacement program.
so moved.
Got all that, Bridget?
I got it all.
Okay, trustee Cote made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second was by trustee Hendricks. Any questions or comments on this ordinance? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Cote?
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee Conroy?
Aye.
Trustee LeClere?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. And the final item under regular business, I'd entertain a motion to pass an ordinance to purchase a 2024 International dump truck with a plow salt spreader and a 2024 International dump chipper truck.
So moved.
Second.
Motion was made by trustee Ketchmark, second by trustee Hendricks. These were originally vehicles that were going to be part of the enterprise lease program, but after discussion and the length of use and the length of life of service that we would get these vehicles, we decided to pull that out of the enterprise lease agreement and purchase these vehicles outright. Any questions or comments? I see Carl in the audience ready to run to the store and pick them up. Okay.
Well, we had already budgeted for them, so we were ready for this.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments? Okay, roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Cote?
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee Conroy?
Aye.
Trustee LeClere?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. That ends the items we have under regular business. Tim, anything in the manager's report?
I'll give a little update on our beautification efforts going on right outside this building. The bridge, very productive week last week. It doesn't look very beautiful out there right now, but we accomplished since the last meeting everything we needed to. Most importantly, the water main, with the help of the aqua dam that was in place, has been installed, and they've been backfilling that now on the land side, so that's all buttoned up and been pressure tested, chlorinated, everything's good. ComEd came in the very next day, got their conduit in under the creek, which was very important. That work got done. We pulled the aqua dam out the day before the rains, and so everything there went like, I won't say like clockwork, like I don't want to say that, but it did get.
Stopwatch.
We got everything done that we had to get done a couple weeks ago. Now the key thing is we need to work with our utility companies, ComEd particularly, to pull their cables under the conduit, to use the conduit, take down the overhead cables that are out there right now, and then we can get Lori Construction back out there and start building a bridge, which is what we've been wanting to do. So a lot of work went into that, a lot of coordination went into what happened the last couple of weeks, and so now we're looking forward to a little more of a, hopefully, knock on wood, a normal construction process for that bridge. Our report.
And the restoration work outside here, I mean, the farmer's market, June is coming up really quick. That area is going to be available for the farmer's market.
If not, I'll be out there with a rake. And, it should be in the next week or so, I believe. They'll start restoring the restoration work.
Okay.
Tim, I know they've been cleaning up a lot of the residuals that have been around. I'm wondering if they no longer need a lot of the stuff that's out there close to Arden. With Little League starting, I mean, it's taking up probably 15, 20 parking spots in there. I mean, there's still sewer pipes and that. If that's no longer needed, maybe that's something they could.
Carl's going to come up and maybe.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Are we talking about just sewer pipe or is it earth? Is it pipe?
No, I'm talking like from the entrance going to Arden. There's a lot of sewer pipe out there and fittings and that yet.
I know the sewer pipe is still being worked on. Water main is complete, but there's still sanitary and storm sewer work that's
Okay.
going on. We could definitely check with them and see if that's.
If there's something that could be moved, I mean, it'd just be
No,
helpful.
for sure, we could check with
Yeah.
them.
They have taken advantage of the winter and those areas not being used, but you're absolutely right. Little League is
Right.
starting now. The park will get busier, we hope, with warmer weather, and we need to get them back.
I know all the sewer work is like almost through being completed because it needed to get done before they cut and cap the water main. So all
Okay.
that sewer work should be completed hopefully this week. But we can look into that.
Great, thanks.
Sure.
I mean, there's kids out there practicing now, and I mean, we'll just keep the board informed, and Trustee LeClere, being involved in the Little League Board, can kind of keep them posted, because we want it to be safe. I mean, that's a typical drop-off point and area for the kids to be dropped off, and spaces and everything else. We don't want to create an attractive nuisance or anything with the kids around, and so.
Right.
All right, anybody else, any questions? Okay, that ends the items we have up on our village board meeting, so I would entertain a motion to adjourn the board meeting at 6:45 PM.
So move.
Second.
Motion was made by Trustee Conroy, second by Trustee Hendricks. Roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Cote?
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee Conroy?
Aye.
Trustee LeClere?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, we're adjourned at 6:45. We just need 1 minute or 2 minutes to get into the committee of the whole, so if everyone could just kind of hold their spots.